Hi guys! My name is Deborah. I like to knit, sew, crochet, and I love to talk about all things fiber arts. And today we are at Knitting Podcast number 3. Oh my god, number 3! I have a lot of things to show you. Let's start out with my only but very cool finished object. It's the ribbed turtleneck tank by Jessie May Designs. Oh, I'm showing the back. Oh my god, this is the front. The ribbed turtleneck tank by Jessie May Designs. This is the coolest thing I've ever made. It really is. So you guys remember when I showed you the yarn and I told you what I was gonna make and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna start making it now. Well, I lied. Because I really wanted to make it for Valentine's Day. I really wanted to wear it for Valentine's Day because I told you guys the color reminds me of love. So what better time to wear a top, like a knitted top, like it's perfect. And so I gave myself the challenge, but now thinking about it, it was kind of delusional. Like, I'm happy I succeeded, but given the fact that it was on 3.5 millimeter needles, I'd never knitted on needles that small. No, I knitted on 2.5, but that was to do like a collar or something, or knit socks. That's just a more short project, and I don't have like, there's no pressure for me to finish that in a certain timeline. But this, I only had a week, I think, to knit this. And I'd never knitted on a garment in 3.5 needles. I'd never done German short rows successfully. I tried once and then I was like, you know what? I can't do that. I'm not gonna do German short rows I don't understand. That was me last year. And had I ever completed a project top down? Yes, a raglan sweater, but that's a raglan sweater. I'd never completely finished another top down construction completely. So it was just a lot of firsts. First of all, the cast on method. The old Norwegian cast on method. That looks like a spell. When you're doing an old Norwegian cast on method, I was like, this is so fancy. But it gives such a pretty ribbed edge and also very stretchy. Like my big head can get easily inside of this top, so that's really nice. And it's 2x2 rib all over, which keeps it interesting because it's not all over stockinette, so that was really nice. It's very stretchy. Like you see this small top and you would think, oh my god, you're not gonna fit it. It's super duper stretchy. I successfully did my German short rows for the first time. Of course, I used YouTube to explain it to me, and it was very well. Like I put the YouTube video I followed to understand the German short rows in the description. And I was so proud of myself when I finished them. Like, it was so cool. I also documented every day, like almost every day on my Instagram. So, again, if you want to keep up with everything I'm doing, follow me on Instagram. So, I posted it day by day, and it was so much fun to have a project. I'm not going to do this all the time, obviously, because that's too much work. But it was really fun to document every day and the progress I was making every day. And in the beginning, I felt like I was so slow, but towards the end, I was making so much progress. And I finished it, I think, an hour before I went to dinner with my boyfriend, and I steam blocked it, so I still have to wet block this project, but I love it so much. And the cast off was a normal cast off because I was worried because I know that I think the day off I was this far and I really knitted all the way here, and I was worried that the cast off was gonna be a magical cast off I'd never done before, but it was just a normal cast off, so I wasn't really worried. I was confident in my skills. But it's so pretty and the color is so pretty. The only thing, but it's not really that bad, but it's just a little like, okay, the next time I use hand-dyed hanks, no, yes, hand-dyed hanks, I'm gonna mix the hanks more because they're different dye lots, and you can see like one stripe. I don't know if you can see this stripe. You can see where it ends one ball and a new one starts. And if I mix the balls, I think there's more of a, you can have less pooling in your yarn if you mix them. But it's not that bad. Like, in the beginning, I was like, oh no, this is so annoying, but it really isn't. I'm so proud and happy, and this is so cool. And also to the people who send me messages on Instagram, was like, I was really hoping you were gonna make it on time. Like, it was like fun to have, I don't know, step by step people be excited for that, and me too, because I didn't know if I was gonna finish it on time, but I did it. So for this being also my first project by that designer, I didn't even know who that designer was, to be honest. So that really makes me more excited to go on Ravelry and really search through like the deeper, even though I think the designer is pretty known. Like it's not like I was the first person who made this design, but it's not like a popular design. So it's my first knitted top. It's so cool. It's so pretty. I'm obsessed with it. And while I hope the weather it's getting warmer and warmer in Belgium. I mean, the sun isn't out, it's just gray, but this is like the status quo here. It's normal. This is normal Belgian weather. So I guess that's fine. But this is my favorite, currently my favorite. I'm working on my future favorite, I think, piece, but this is currently my favorite piece. Every time I do a knitting podcast, I'll come on here and show you the favorite thing I've ever made because it's new and shiny, and that's how my brain works. But yeah, I think it looks so good. I made one mistake. I think there's one place, yes, I think right here is where instead of 2 knit stitches, I have 3 knit stitches, but you can't see that. I told my boyfriend, yeah, I made one mistake on this vest. He couldn't even find it. So my mentality surrounding making mistakes in your knit projects, that makes it even more unique to you because you know what mistake you made, and that makes it something no one else has. I don't know. Maybe that's just me coping, but I like it. So this I'm so proud of. It's so cool. It's so pretty. Like if I saw this in a shop, I would want to buy it. That's how cool this is. And usually I make knits that I haven't even seen. If I design something myself, obviously, I make something that I haven't seen in a shop, and I maybe even wouldn't wear usually, but now I wear because I made it myself. And this I would have want to buy. It wouldn't be too expensive if it was handmade, but now I made it, so. Also, I do have one hank left. I thought I was going to use up all the hanks, but I have a very short torso. So I even have some yarn left from the second hank I used. So I have to find a project for this. I'll think about it. There's no rush. I'm saying this now and then maybe the next knitting podcast. So I made a whole sweater with this hank. No. I don't think so. I don't know. But this is really pretty. I'm really proud of it. Okay. Then the next whip I'll show you. I'm still working on the wave vest. Oh God, everything is falling. And I made a choice that I'm regretting now, which is a little bit sad, but it's okay. It's not that deep. I'll just unravel it. So I finished the front. I already showed you guys the front. And I started on the back, but I couldn't find any purple Zeeman Julia yarn left. So I, by happenstance, wandered in to a yarn shop called Veritas. And I saw a yarn there and I thought, oh my God, this looks so much like the yarn I'm using for my second time making the warped line vest. But it doesn't, obviously it's not the same. This isn't the same purple, obviously. And I thought in the beginning, oh, it's not going to bother me that much, but it is bothering me. I don't like it. So I'm going to finish it just because I'm using this as a way to write down the pattern. But once I completely finish it, I'm probably going to unravel it to use the right color because I'm not going to wear it. It's going to anger me too much. I know it is. But I'm just using it as a way to write everything down. So this is where I'm at with this. I'm making progress on it. I did this in like an afternoon, so I can unravel it and redo it. It's gonna be fine. I just have to find the yarn. They don't have this online, so I'm just gonna have to go into different Zeemans and hope they have this purple because I need 90 grams, I think, of it. No, I think 100 grams of it, and I don't have 100 grams. So, yeah. This yarn is also kind of scratchy. I don't know, it doesn't feel soft to work with. It's called Boston Kachenmar yarn. I'm gonna put it in the description. It's 70% acrylic and 30% wool. But it's just, yeah, it's too rough. Like, I just don't like it. I've been knitting with it. I knitted this whole thing up and it's just not for me. Or maybe it's just not for this project. Because I would assume maybe for a vest or something it would be nice. Even, I mean, not this vest, another vest. But yeah, I'm gonna unravel it because it's annoying and I'm making it for me and I'm not putting pressure on myself to finish this pattern quickly. So if something is bothering me about it, I'm unraveling it and starting again. But that's the update. I'm still writing it. I'm busy. No, but I just don't want to put pressure on myself for it. I want to do a good job. I want the listeners to have a good time reading my pattern. So I'm gonna take my time to write it the good way. And if that means waiting for me to find yarn that works well with this pattern, then that's what I'll do. So that's an update on this yarn. So you guys remember the last knitting podcast? I showed you guys this swatch and a design I made for it, and then because this was too thick, I tried again and I made this swatch. Well, there's been some developments. I I don't know. I still was hesitant about the swatch and the design I made. So I don't even remember how I saw this pattern. But because the full yellow, I think, was just a little bit too much for me. So I thought of a way that I could still incorporate yellow because I really want to make a yellow sweater, but without making it, in your face yellow. And then I found a pattern by Odd Row called the Branch Sweater. And I saw this sweater and I thought, wow, this is beautiful. I can use the lighter spots for the yellow. So incorporate, incorporate, incorporate. I'm going to say incorporate the yellow and also incorporate the way the ombre effect comes in and then use a darker color and find another color for the darker color. And initially I thought I was going to use a brown because I thought brown and yellow is really pretty together. But then I was like, oh, I'm going to have to buy more yarn. I don't want to buy more yarn for this project. And then I remember I had this huge ball of yarn. I forgot the name of it. I've been searching for it. Maybe future Deborah will have found it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. It's Veritas yarn. It looks like this. So I don't want to, it's not available anymore. I don't want to put you on the wrong path. And then before buying the pattern, I made a swatch to see if I was gonna like the way it looks. And this is what the swatch looks like. Wait, this is what it looks like. It's so pretty. Like, I made the swatch and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this pattern. I love it. The only thing I realized when making this swatch is that the purple is more of a prominent color. So I knew I had to hold the yarn differently to create the effect that I wanted. Because I wanted to be primarily this like darker orange yellow going to neon yellow. I thought these colors were more important than the burgundy purple in the back. Also, side note, I kind of have a burgundy purple obsession at the moment. So the next project I make, I'm gonna have to choose other colors because, have to. I don't have to, but I would like to choose other colors. But the burgundy is like too pronounced here. I would like for the orange and yellow to be more on the main color. I think there's a word for this, but I don't remember. So after doing this watch, I was confident to start the project. And this is where I'm at. I'm so excited. This is where I'm at. So I'm ready to split for the sleeves. I knit yesterday to hit the place where I split for the sleeves, and it's so pretty. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Like the vision I had for this project and the way it's turning out, it's so freaking pretty. I'm making this sweater for Endometriosis Awareness Month, which is in March. So I have a deadline. The colors for endometriosis are yellow, and I don't have anything yellow. So I was like, oh, I can make a sweater for it. And I was a bit scared because March is in 2 days, not even a day and a half, and I'm clearly not done yet. So I send the person who organizes endometriosis, like the nonprofit endometriosis in Belgium, if I could send it a little later. And she was like, yeah, of course, it's really fun that you're doing that. So I'm working on this sweater. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this sweater. Hyped. Very, very hyped. And so my plan is to start. So I started out with, no, where's that yarn? Well, I'll just show it to you. This yarn, the name of this yarn is Lisette yarn from the Veritas. And it is 39% nylon, 37% wool, and 24% acrylic. And it's so fuzzy. It's so fun and fuzzy. I really like it. Like all the yarns I'm using are really fuzzy, so it makes it a really like dream-like sweater. And this is the color I'm using at the top of the ombre color. Then to create the transition, I'm combining Odette, right? This is the lime? Yes. I'm combining Odette, which is this color, with 2 balls of Liz Mohair, which is basically the kid silk from the Veritas, 2 balls of orange, so that the transition is smooth from the more like orange yellow to lime. Then I think in the middle of the transition, I'm gonna go from 2 balls of mohair to 1 ball, and then at the end, I end up with pure Odette lime color from the Veritas. Again, everything is going to be in the description, but I'm so excited. And when I figured this out, I felt very, very smart. I felt very, very like, wow, this is so cool. And I'm using so much yarn. Honestly, I'm not using that much yarn. We'll see. I was expecting this project to use up way more because this ball of yarn was huge. So yeah, but anyways, I'm super happy with this project. I'm also so happy that I made different gauge swatches to realize that, oh, this is not the way I want to go, and made this and then be like, yes, this is perfect. This is what I want to make. The rate of me executing this project is going pretty fast. It's really nice. The project itself, I almost didn't start this project because the cast on, another cast on, is the Italian cast on, and oh my god. Guys, the Italian cast on, I showed you guys the Italian bind off that I was struggling with that. I unraveled that project, obviously, to make this one. But the Italian cast on, I tried, I think, 6 different times to cast this project on. And after the 4th time, I almost crashed out. I had to take a pause, a step back. And then I continued. And then I successfully did it, but it was so difficult. Oh my god, I was so frustrated. And then it was too stretchy. So I had to add an elastic at the top to make sure that it stayed up. And I already did that because I didn't want to wait till the end to do that. So as you can see on the inside, there's like a little elastic that I added to make sure that the collar stays up when I'm wearing this sweater. Also, you guys remember when I said I wanted to make a rounded yoke, but I didn't want it to be Fair Isle? I'm doing it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay. So that's really awesome. I feel like I'm gaining so much knowledge with the projects that I'm choosing, and makes me feel like I'm really like learning stuff. That's really nice. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna split for the arms, and the deadline I have for this is the 10th of March. And trust me, next week this is gonna be done. I hyperfixate, so next week I will be done with this project. Definitely. I hope so. I hope I'll be done next week. Would be nice. Next. Yes. If you guys watched my knit and chat, you would have already noticed because I got influenced. I needed a new reset project. I just finished the top and I wasn't ready to dive into my sweater, but then I eventually did. But I did that because I had a little reset project to work in between or when I'm going places. It's a Sophie scarf, and this is what I mean with my burgundy obsession. This is the third project. Huh? Anyways, it's pretty chill. I really wanted to do it. So I bought the pattern and I cast it on. I made one little mistake here. I think I dropped a stitch or something, but again, did I really do the project if I didn't make a little mistake? No. So I'm happy I did it. And it looks like this. It's really cute. I attempted to work on it while doing the knit and chat, but I did a lot of chatting and not a lot of knitting. So if you want to see me react to some hot takes, last week's video is up. There's not a lot for me to say. I combined two yarns. You've seen this yarn before. I'm not going to keep talking about this yarn on the time. And I also added, I had my red sweater. I don't know if you guys have seen that sweater yet. I held, I think, a mohair cotton yarn double with this Liss Veritas yarn, and I had some left. So I thought, what about if I coupled these two together and give a pretty color? Because I'm obsessed with burgundy. That's why I wanted to do both of these colors together. Like my winter color, maybe the color for 2025 for me is burgundy. Because look at all the burgundy I have. I'm obsessed. Clearly, I am obsessed. I'm working on it. It's like my in-between project. I don't know if I said it here already, but I'm going to unravel the sock I was working on because I want to use DP ends to work on it. I think it's going to be easier. And then I also cracked my, I don't know, fear of DP ends. I'm sure it's going to be fine. But I'm currently beefing with Magic Loop. And to escape Magic Loop, I need to go to the DPNs. So that's what I'm doing. I'm tired of the Magic Loop. So, and also the baby needles are also frustrating me. So DPNs. Do I have anything else to say about this? Not really. I'm just working on it as like a side project. And then I also officially, by doing this project, popped my Petite Knit Cherry. So another yarn project and other fiber art is me working on a little weaving project. I did just drop my needle. I got influenced by 3 people. She's responsible for Material Girls. She does this like little weave boards made out of carton. Carton? Yes, carton. I think that's the right name. She does that, and I always saw that and I was like, oh, that's so fun and so cute, but I don't really have yarn to do this with, so I wasn't really thinking about this as a project. Then I saw R.I.P do it, and I was like, oh, that's also really cool. And then I was brought over the edge to also try it myself when I saw Kate Bees or Bias from Studios do it. I was like, okay, I also want to do this. I didn't feel like knitting or sewing, but I wanted to do something with yarn, and I have so much scrap yarn. I was like, okay, I could just do it with scrap yarn, and this is what I've made, and I'm so excited. It's just a really, like, I wanted to play with yarn, but I didn't feel like counting stitches or using my brain too much. It's just like weaving between, and this is the result. I have to finish the rest. I'm also making a bunch of mistakes because you're supposed to put other things between it, but this is just my first array and test and try into other fiber arts, because I keep saying on this YouTube channel I'm interested in other all things fiber arts. I'm only knitting and crocheting. That's not everything. I'm also sewing, but that's not everything. So I'm working on this. I was also wondering if you guys would be interested in a video of me trying different fiber arts every day, like making a little vlog about it or making a little video of me trying different fiber arts. So if you guys would be interested in that, definitely tell me in the comments, because I think it would be like fun. Like every day I'll try another fiber art and then maybe rank them. No, I don't want to rank them. Maybe. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you guys would want to see that. Now, next, I have an acquisition because I went to a marketplace. It's in Ghent. Every Friday there's a market. It's called the Friday Market. I know, crazy name. And there's always one woman, I think. She's there with her husband, and I think they sell yarn at a cheaper price because they buy yarn from yarn shops that close. And I always pass by and I always look at the yarn because they also have some packets of like sweater quantities of yarn for like half the price you would normally pay for sweater quantities of really good yarn. I didn't feel the need to buy a whole packet because I don't want to make another sweater currently. But I did see this yarn and I fell in love with it, so I bought it. And looking for projects to do with this yarn, I fell in like a crochet pooling YouTube thing. Like a crochet pooling YouTube. It's not a spiral, but like, I don't know what the right name is, but I just kept looking up videos about crochet and pooling. It's so interesting, so I really want to try it out with this. I'll show pictures of what I mean, but it involves mat, doing lots of mat. But yeah, I really want to try and see if I can figure out the way to do some crochet pooling with this because it's super interesting, like an interesting technique. And I kind of want to see if we can use that technique to make garments, not just not a flat surface, but yeah, a flat surface. Like, because I think they use pooling to make blanket or even rugs or something. But I want to try to do something else with it. I don't know how possible it is, and also I don't know how much work I want to put in this because I don't think it's easy, but it looks cool. So yeah, and if all fails, I'll just make a Sophie scarf out of it. If all else fails, just another Sophie scarf. And it was also really fun to be at a market and buy yarn. That felt very cute and fun. But because I'm really bad at hiding, I also want to share some acquisitions. Most importantly, because I hit 1K subscribers, I bought myself a yarn winder. And let me tell you, this wasn't easy. Like, the knitting gods didn't want to give me a yarn winder because I ordered one from my local yarn shop and it was an expensive one. So I was like, okay, I'll support my local yarn shop again. Go there. And I don't even remember the name of it, but it was a bigger yarn winder because I thought, yeah, I'll go for a bigger one. And I think a few days after I put the order in, they sent me a message back telling me that the supplier doesn't have it anymore, so they're gonna pay me back. And I was like, okay, because at that point I was planning on making a video about me organizing my yarn stash. And I was like, oh no, now I have to plan something else because this isn't coming. And then I went to a tufting shop in the Netherlands, their website, and they were selling this exact yarn winder for like half the price. It's not the same. This is a smaller yarn winder, so obviously, but even these smaller ones, they can go for like 40 euros or something. And this one was only like 20. And I'm really happy it ended up being this one in this size because I don't need a bigger yarn winder. I don't know what I would like, huh? And this was really easy to set up. It has the little table clamp thing. Yeah. The only annoying part is that this thing, it's not really stable. Sometimes it like clicks off. Okay, now it wants to be stable. So sometimes when I'm winding a cake, it like goes like this, but it doesn't happen a lot. Not that I mean, as you could see, it was really hard to pull it back into like the folded position. In the beginning, I didn't stabilize this enough, so it kept folding when I was trying to wind it. But I love this. Obviously, you saw all the yarn I held. I already put it into cakes, and it's amazing. My knitting has been so easy. Holding yarn dumbbell is so easy. I really recommend this. I really recommend this. I haven't looked for Swift yet because honestly, I'm not really an avid hang buyer. Maybe I will be like in the future, but I don't need this right now. This was a need. The Swift is okay. Like, I don't have to. But this, I'm so happy I gifted this to myself. I'm also proud of myself for hitting 1K. Also, we are at 1.6 now, so that's crazy. I mean, everybody's welcome, obviously. But yeah, that's crazy. But this is really good. This is awesome. The knitting club, guys, it's happening. It's happening. I sent out an email. If you haven't received the email yet, look at in your spam mail. I've sent out an email to all the people who've entered the Google form about the knitting club. I found a location. It's so pretty and cute there. It's Rocco, a little queer feminist cafe here in Ghent. And we're gonna do our knitting club there. They were really receptive and positive. So I'm super excited. I'm super, super duper excited about that. And guys, I think I've till Friday, maybe till tomorrow or a little after to answer the email so I know which date you guys would like to come. And yeah, so that's super exciting. I'm so excited about that. I'm extremely hyped and excited that that's actually gonna happen, and we're gonna all knit together and chat and yap and okay. Yeah, that makes me really happy that that actually is happening, and we're gonna meet up in real life. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are having a good beginning of the year. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions surrounding knitting and crafting specifically? Put them in the comments. Kind of want to know, like, what are you guys hoping for yourself? What are you guys' plans? Put that in the comments if you have any craft specific New Year's resolutions. And thank you for watching the video. You can follow me on Instagram at Unraveled.knit. Pinterest also at Unraveled.knit. I have a TikTok where I'm being really, really active right now as well. That's Unraveled.studios. And all the other links will be in the description. Thank you guys so much for following me, engaging. It's so fun to read all you guys' comments and all you guys' ideas. And when I say something, you're like, oh, maybe you can find some help here, there. Like, it's really awesome to engage with everyone. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.